know I talked about this game before while reviewing The Last of Us, but honestly, it has its similarities, but along with some broken climate controls that almost resemble Uncharted, but I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm talking about I Am Alive, a downloadable game made by Ubisoft that was announced first in 2006, but wasn't released until 2012. Usually when something like this happens, you can usually expect a bad rushed game, or an okay one that feels unfinished. I Am Alive is... meh. Yeah. While not entirely broken, it still feels like it could have had more thought given to it. The story takes place in a fictional city where a massive earthquake has struck and caused great destruction and a thick cloud of toxic dust that engulfs the ruins. Here you play as an unnamed protagonist, which seems to be a recurring theme in Ubisoft, and he returns to the city in order to find his wife and daughter. When he gets to his house, they are nowhere to be found, but he comes across a little girl named May who becomes his companion. Along the way, they come across a lot of challenges and so on. You'd think this would be really great, and in some respects it is, but it just didn't grab me. The scenes that are supposed to draw emotion, I found myself simply listening and waiting for it to end. For example, there's a part where the guy goes into a hotel to find May's mother, but the hotel is home to bandits who kidnap and brutally abuse women. Things like this should be very unsettling, but it's so downplayed that you really don't think about it. Oftentimes the story can't decide whether it wants to be original and intriguing, or tired and cliché. But some of the moral decisions are kinda interesting, like would I keep my only bottle of water or give it to a stranger in need? Helping survivors gives you an extra life, which is good because dying is so punishing in this game, and everything is scarce, from water to medicine to bullets and arrows, so you really need to plan your actions carefully. When the guy is confronted by a gang, which happens often, you need to plan your moves carefully to shoot the armed guys and intimidate the unarmed ones until they surrender. And they do not need to know that the gun is empty. Bluffing is a big part of survival in this game, and it really works well too. What doesn't work is the climbing mechanics. When climbing on wreckage, the guy tires very quickly and his stamina will deplete. And if his stamina depletes, his stamina capacity will deplete until he falls and dies. It's a cool and understandable idea that adds to the peril, but it's a frustrating game mechanic that is really unnecessary. Another thing is the visual aesthetic of the game. There's just a lot of shades of brown and gray, and it makes the whole thing look kinda dull and ugly. The lip syncing with the characters is almost non-existent, and they really aren't that interesting either. I wasn't all that invested in the protagonist story or any of the other characters because of the unbalanced story quality. Overall, the game is a little unfocused, the graphics need some improvement, but it does have good potential and some great ideas, but I just wish it could all work as a whole. If they made a sequel or spin-off, I'm sure Ubisoft would be able to improve upon the ideas they already have, and hopefully create a more believable story. Hopefully that game won't take 6 years to create.
We have to go now because of the earthquakes. The evacuation team is waiting for us. We'll be taken to one of the emergency shelters. It's very hard to get precise information about the evacuation plan. I have no idea where we'll be in the next hour. If only you were here, I would tell you that I forgive you. For everything. For now, all we can do is pray that you're alive. And if you are, I know you'll come back here. We'll try to stay in Haventon, but we'll go wherever's safest. With Mary, I can't take any risks. We love you. Not a moment goes by that we're not thinking about you.